KC Magazine, Volume number 6, Transcription number 111. Dictation will start in 5 seconds. Ready? Start. Then, sir, reference was made to some audit report. That is how the lady member started. She said that the Defense Ministry was not doing its job quite well. There was over provisioning, there were lapses, and so on and so forth. She also said that the money which could have been spent for very many beneficial projects was locked up in the defense estimates and was ultimately given back. Now, as a matter of curiosity, I think the House ought to know that these comments were made mostly on the audit report which dealt with the accounts of 1953-54, namely 2 years back, and which dealt with many cases which arose in the years 1950, 1951 and 1952 when conditions were not normal. We were then just recovering from the effects of the Second World War, and these cases of over-provisioning came up before the audit. Now these are the points which have been raised in this audit report. As you are aware, sir, there is a Public Accounts Committee whose main function is to go into the details of all these matters and to examine them. I am told that the Public Accounts Committee is at present engaged in the task of going into all these questions and taking steps to see whether the comments made by the Auditor General are satisfied or not, and whether there is a sufficient explanation forthcoming or not. The Public Accounts Committee has also got to devise the steps so that those irregularities should not occur and there should be no over-provisioning. I may say one thing in passing because it will rather be tedious for me to take the House through the merits of each particular thing in detail. Please remember that there is no question of over-provisioning. Whenever an estimate is made, the Finance Ministry takes very great care to see that there is no over-provisioning. Sometimes it so happens that the money is not spent for certain reasons. For example, we may have got to pay rupees 5 crores for a certain equipment which may have been ordered from abroad and which may be due to be delivered in the financial year, that is to say in 1956-57. But when the dates of deliveries approach, the contractors or the suppliers may ask for a little extension of time, and the result is that instead of the goods being delivered by March 1957, they may be delivered in May 1957 or in July 1957. This may result in the money being held back. Now such things do happen, but that does not indicate any lapse on our part or any mistake on our part. Similarly, sometimes it happens like this. In the beginning, say in October 1955, we find that something is necessary and we hope that the whole process of placing the contract and providing funds and everything else will be gone through and we will be able to get the deliveries by the end of the year. But negotiations take a lot of time. The contract is signed much later than we had imagined it could be signed, and the result is that the goods are not forthcoming by the end of the year and the money is held back. So that may occur, but that does not indicate any fault or any deliberate over provisioning on the part of the Defense Ministry. It would be stupid to do so. Why should we do so? There is no motive for that. My honorable friend referred particularly to one item of rupees 2 crores recoverable from the central ministries and the state government. Now I went into all the details and I found that most of this money was under recovery from the central government and the state governments. It pertained to certain buildings, state and other premises which had been rented out to the state governments for rehabilitation purposes and some other purposes, but the rents had not been realized. This amount of rupees 2 crores represents the rents to be realized. Now I submit, sir, that the House should take this assurance from me that we are most anxious to prepare our estimates as accurately as possible and on the basis that the money estimated should be spent in the Defense Ministry. We have got a financial advisor who keeps a strict watch over these things. My honorable friend said that we were spending 50% as a matter of exactitude. That is not quite correct. I think if you only take the revenues, then it may be about 40 to 41%. But that makes no difference because if any necessity arises, I am sure that Parliament would provide all the necessary funds. So it is not 50%, it is substantially much less than that. Then there was some reference made about the structure and there was some comment. What about the establishment of an army council? Now this is really a reference to the structure which exists in the United Kingdom. I am not saying anything about the official structure there. Probably it is very good, but so far as we in India are concerned, we went into this matter and we came to the conclusion that our existing structure performed really the same functions. As you are aware, sir, for the purpose of deciding high policy matters, we have got the Defense Committee of the Cabinet presided over by the Prime Minister. It is not confined to the Cabinet Ministers or a few of them, but the heads of the three services, namely the Chief of the Army Staff, the Chief of the Air Staff, and all other senior officers.